Okay, we are in a discussion of AWS solution architect. Previous videos I have been discussing with how the services are linked to availability zones and regions and services which operates in globally. So we actually understood what services operate in globally, what services operate in region, and how they operate in availability zones. That's really important to understand how they operate for the high availability and resilience for these services. That's normally question in uh, AWS solution architect certifications. All right, been discussing with these ones, but today we're going to do some sort of practically going to look into some of these services in AWS portal. Today we're going to looking into Elastic Compute Cloud EC2 virtual services, right? Just going to bring EC2 window in my portal. This is my sandbox, right? What we're going to do today, we're going to create a launch template, and then we're going to create a auto scaling group using this launch template, right? Let me go to launch template page and we'll explain a launch template. What's launch template is? The launch template is a standardized template you can use for launching templates. The use of launch template is you can create a launch template for your requirement. Let's say you're working for an organization which you have AWS implemented here, and you're launching compute resources, EC2 instances for whatever the purpose, and you have some sort of rules in your organization. You might have a securities rules, IAM policies, or you might have um, compliance rules. You're probably going to have some sort of resource rules like resource limitations, what sort of resources particular group you want to use. So launch template is a template you can create a one just like a blueprint, right? So you can use it in the future. And once you create that template, so you can use that one in the future. Also, the other advantage is if anything comes to your organization later, like on the go, when your policies and compliances changing, you can create another version of a loan template. So using your old templates, let's say you got a version one template you created in last year, and then this year you can create another new template version two. So in the future you can use version two. Version two is modified for requirement in this year. Maybe a new security rules coming, maybe new compliance coming in. So today's exercise, what we're going to do is we're going to create a launch template, and this launch template is a basic Linux web service, which launch template running in a basic Linux. And then we're going to create an auto scaling group using that launch template. right? All right, let's get it started. I'll click on create launch template and let's name LT01 launch template or LAUNCH launch. Let's say template 01. Okay, so we call it launch template 01. It's similar whatever we're doing in creating a virtual server like an instance, right? Let's go into selecting a image and a machine image. Go to quick start, right? We're going to use Amazon Linux 2023 AMI pre-tier eligible. Here under instant type, I'm going to use T2 micro. That's whatever available in my sandbox. Just need to create a key pair for login name. If I needed KP01, that's PPK, this property. All right. And then network. So we have a default subnet. So got 6 zones here, right? I'm going to create a security group, right? Let's call SG01, right? The security group, what we're going to do is we're going to allow 2 services there. The first one is web from anywhere, web from anywhere. So this is for testing purposes, but you can enable in my IPO custom whatever range if you need it. So second rule, we're going to do SSH from anywhere, right? So these 2 rules, and then go to advanced, and I'm going to put some of a script which will make that Linux machine into a basic web page, right? So this is all right. So this is just updating packages in Linux, and then it will run Apache web server in Linux machine. So see that install HTTPD, that's Apache, and enabling system service, right? Starting service, and this is the index web page called Linux web service. All right, so I'll go and click launch, create launch template. See now, using the template, this is next steps, launch an instance. So you can, using this template, you can launch an instance, right? Or you can create a auto scaling group from your template or create a spot plate. So spot instance, right? So let's go into view launch templates. Okay, you click on that, this is saved, right? See that this template, later you can do editing and other stuff. See that modify template, delete, delete template version, set default version, create auto scaling group from here. So you can directly create from this one, or you can go into auto scaling group and then you can use that creating auto scaling group. So this auto scaling group is really important. I think just to give you a brief instruction of auto scaling group, right? So auto scaling group is a collection of Amazon E3 EC2 instances that are treated as a logical unit. See that auto scaling group is a bunch of EC2 machines that will uh, launch new instances and then terminate instances uh, according to demand of the load, the rule or policy we can define, right? It may, this group will launch more instances when load is more load, we're getting a more load, and then when it's coming load is less and it's sort of off peak, it will release or terminate instances, right? And in here you can define a minimum size, the one instance, and then you can tick on a decide capacity, how many of them need to be running in the uh, normally at one time, right? So you got a two, and then you can define maximum size. You can go up to four instances when load is high, so it will scale out as needed. So you can do manually scale out, or you can define a policy or rule using matrix, CloudWatch matrix, to define a rule. When you trigger that rule, it will scale out as needed. That is the meaning of auto scaling group. So this is a really, really important uh, service or feature in AWS Solution Architect, right? Um, the benefits of features of fault tolerance, right? Fault tolerance means detect an instance is unhealthy. When it's unhealthy, it terminate it and launch another instance for replacing it, right? And it checks the health, right, every few seconds. And then you got availability, ensure your application always has right amount of capacity to handle the current traffic demand. So always availability and cost management. So save money in dramatically launching instances when they are needed and the terminating when they don't need, right? And this will related service means Amazon EC2 instances are the ones used for this purpose, and then they work with elastic load balancing as well for balancing your load, right? And then Amazon CloudWatch service you can use to create policies, like so you can use CloudWatch matrix to uh, manage or maintain your auto scaling group with the EC2 instances, right? So that is basically what does uh, EC2 auto scaling does. So let's create an auto scaling group using the template we already create using a template, right? AUTCAL group. So call is auto scale group 01 or something, right? Just going to put a capital G here to scale group. So template, whatever the available you can see, you can create number of entries. So version, we only have one version for the moment. All right, let's go next. All right, so this you can ask availability zones, right? All right, so I'm going to use few different subnets. All right, let's do two subnets, right? To generate, or if you want, we can put three subnets, right? And then you got availability zone distribution here. If launches fail in one availability zone, auto scaling will attempt to launch another healthy availability zone. This effort balance only it will keep trying to launch unhealthy availability zone, right? So I'll leave this one. So go next, right? So if your service is got so much load, and you can use load balancer in front of auto scaling group, right? But here we're not going to do a load balancer for the moment, right? And I will leave the other ones as it is normally. And this health checks and other stuff, we can change this sort of timing and metrics. So go next, right? And this is the size. So we'll leave group decide capacity 2, minimum capacity 1, maximum capacity 3, right? And here, what we can do is click on no scaling policies, but if you want, you can go target tracking scaling policy, right? So we can use any metric type from CloudWatch. So you can use particularly collecting here to create a rule and then target value. What is the value? 50% of our CPU, 90% can generate another one instance or something like that. So this other thing is instant warm up. That's really important as well. Instant warm up is number of seconds that it takes to newly launch instance to warm up until the specified warm up time has expired. The instant interface is not counted towards the aggregate easy to instant metrics. This will prevent you creating more instances uh, because you need to give it a time to in new instance to be coming, and then web service need to be installed, and all other background services need to be ready until it's coming up. So that's why we're giving a sort of instance, sort of time frame to um, get it ready. That's called instance warm up, right? We leave it as it is. And there are some additional settings we can set up. They coming more and more settings coming every day. So we go next. This is notifications, right? You can send a notification whether auto scaling launches or terminate EC2 instance, right? You can create sort of notification. So you can click on add and you can create a topic, right? uh, Notification. We just gonna come. Oh shit! Sorry. That's. I think it's about to cancel that notification, but it cancel whole process, right? All right. So just quickly creating that one. Sorry about that. Just want to cancel one thing, but here availability zones we selected uh, one A, one B, one C. Right, we selected three of the soil zones, right? Balance effort, leave as it is. Now VPC, no balancer. The other ones are normal, right? Decide capacity 2, 3, right? Now scaling policies, go next. This is where we just could do tags, no tags. So we can put a tag, go, you can edit then, and then going to create auto scaling group. Once you create auto scaling group, so that they're going to create an update in the capacity, right? And then let's go and have a look how they're launching instances. So go to instances. You can see desired, right? Desired into instances coming up, right? So get a public IP address here, right? You go and have a look. This public IP address, you should be able to see it. Should be able to see this web services coming up. So got another one, second public IP address. You can see they are up and running. So you can copy from here. Just doing stupid thing. I mean, wow, just clicking somewhere else. See that? both of them are coming up, right? So that one is running. Um, all right, so that's how scaling group working, right? And possibly we can create the same thing to create these two. Same thing, I can create a load balancer, right? Let me see whether I can create a load balancer from these ones, right? Let's go to load balancer, right? Okay, so elastic load balancer is scale your load balancer capacity automatically in response to change in incoming traffic, right? All right, so create a load balancer. So see that you got a load balancer types: application load balancer, network load balancer, gateway load balancer, right? So application load balancer when you need HTTP, HTTPS applications with this sort of traffic, right? Network load balancer when you ultra high performance TLS offloading, scale, right? Static IP. So gateway balancer you need to deploy manage of third party virtual appliances, right? So go to classic load balancer as well, right? Just going to create a network load balancer, right? LB01 is a load balancer. So let's say internet facing, or you can do internal load balancer like you load balancing a database or something to application server in public subnet. So one is in the other subnet, right? Network mapping load balancer route traffic in different targets. So you got a 1A, right? 1B and 1C. These are the three of them we using, right? All right, so security group, right? Just going to put that SG1 and I'm going to click on SG1 got a web as well as see that target group. You just need to create a target group, right? Target group is where the backend configuration, right? All right, so let's have a look whether can we create a target group? Open in a new tab. All right, so I'm going to create new tab here, right? So this is load balancer is still here. Here we're going to get a target group. So target group can be instances, can be IP addresses, can be a lambda function, or can be a load balancer. Target group name, right? TG01, right? That is web. We're running web services. We are in instances, right? And VPC, that's correct. So this is VPC. All right, so go to next. These are all other normal health check settings and other stuff, right? See that threshold. All right, next. So these two instances are the ones we're going to uh, add into a target group, right? Create target group, right? Register pending targets only. You notice you have some selections that are not included as pending. If you want to include target group, so let's have a look. So we created the target group actions. You can associate this from here, but register targets include as pinned in below. Register pending targets. All right, they coming up. Why they were not included? All right. Distribution of targets in availability zones. See that one in a 1C, right? One in a 1A. So they are in two different data centers. That means availability zones. All right. I'm going to close this window and go back into this one, right? Now they should have a target group, right? Refresh. Yeah, it's available now, target group, right? And see that you can add a lot of things like want to use AWS Global Accelerator. This is like content delivery applied to global load balancing across multiple regions. So this one of services. So basic configuration, load balancing one, internet paging, IP4 one, security group, networks mapping, listeners and target group, right? All right, so create a load balancer. Successfully created a load balancer, right? So it's been created. Let's go into load balancers, right? All right, so 3 availability zones. So load balancer in. See that the DNS name of the load balancer, right? Let's copy this one and have a look DNS name. Let me try this one. We don't have a HTTPS. Let's go with HTTP. I can't find out the site. Load balancer. Listeners. Network mapping. Six instances. Right. This is the name. Name. Copy DNS name. Let's go and have a look one more time. Yeah, it's coming up now. Took a little while. See that? Load balancer coming up. All right. Okay. Let me see whether I can change something and have a look. Just going to maybe I'll try to log into these machines. Let me try something. Okay. Go to EC2 instances running. Right. Um, so first instance, right? Just going to go public IP address, right? What is try to login in? Open, accept, login as. I think I've got a key to login. What I'm trying to do, change the web server and load in the load balancer because we can't see it here. Says Linux web server. All right. Um, let's copy this public IP address of this one, right? What is? Uh, paste. Because I created the key, so I have to go and browse this one. So the one I got is this one, private key. That's what we've been using. Okay, go to session, open. Um, easy to use. So I mean, just go to cd var www html, right? Go ls vi index.html, right? So Linux web server. I I means you can change insert server. Let's put 01 escape colon wq. What is that? Can't open file for writing. This entire command to continue. 01. So go escape wq. Exit. This one escape q, right? Sudo l. All right, it should be available now. Vi index.html. Go here. It's right. Now replace 01. Let's go I insert uh, 01. Let's keep public key. Right. That's been etc init dot http now http free dot what is this study? Doesn't need it anyway. Exit. Right. Exit. All right. Let's go into the other one as well. Let's see whether we can change it. Code this one. Copy IP. Same thing. Same key we can use. I don't know whether they are or not. I had to browse it again. Browse open. accept, EC2 user. All right, that's good. Sudo minus s dt wow, www.html vi index tms I for insert. Let's go 02 SQ WQ or okay exit. All right. Let's see whether what does a load balancer do now, right? Maybe we can try keep refreshing. Yeah, web server one coming up. I don't know if it gives you web server two or not. All right. Refresh. Refresh. Coming up one. Still giving in that one. All right. So copy, close, put a new tab, paste and go. Still giving with web server one. Right. Let's try. Fine. Still gives me the one. Might try to terminate the one first instance. So let me try something. Actions, instant state. Let's see whether you can reboot the instance, right? Rebooting, initiated rebooting. Let's see whether we can. Are we going to get the two machine or not? This instances rebooting. Uh, Let me check something. Again, the public IP address of the other one and have a look whether web service is running. Web server 2. Let's check load balancing again. Let's see we can load balancers. Right, so this load balancer instances. Two of them are running. Let's go back. What terminate in this instance, right? Just go terminate and have a look what is coming up. Action, instant state, stop instance. I'm going to stop. Following instance I type to. Right. Stop. Let's see, stopping, right? What will happen? The load balancer. I take a little while to find out because we got a 5 minute time. Oh, this is web server 2. Still this one showing web server 01. Let's have a look this instance. What will happen to that instance? So this is talking, but because it's a part of a auto scaling group, maybe another instance will come out. See that? Load balancing now come up from LB coming up from Marlina web server 2. That shows us this one instance gone is still less available. I just make it to show you load balancing. Some reason it keep giving the one web server for the moment. Let's try to go this one back instant state back to a start instance. You can't start the stupid instance and classic instead. You launch an instance in probably PC. Right. So what it just says you had to launch an instance. All right. Refresh. See that a new instance coming up, initiating. Should have a web server one instead of the other one, a new instance will coming up. Right? 54 copy. Let's have a look what is coming up 54. Linux web server. Still running with the number 2 because that's a stable server. Right, so this one is terminated. Right, new one was coming up automatically. All right, I think we filled with a lot of things here today. I'm probably going to have a look how we're going to create a rule in uh, auto scaling policies. One of next video. I think this one is running now, initializing. Until then, thank you very much.